Hello and welcome back to Podcasting as Praxis. I'm David, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Jamie, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Rob, mine are he and him.
And I'm Alistair, and I'm also he and him. Got all the boys in tonight.
Yeah. Lads, etc.
Welcome to High Functioning Cognitive Hour. Bird.
Yeah.
Bird.
None of us are having a good brain day whatsoever. It's taken far too long to get this episode fucking started.
It's now the neurotypical hour, starting now.
Aye, people tune into this podcast for the neurotypical hour.
We should rebrand.
It's just a bunch of pleasantries you can use to talk to normies.
Actually, you know what we can do just to fucking like... You know what we can do just to...
Sorry, Rob, what can we do?
You know what we can do? We can like rebrand this whole podcast as The Rest is Neurotypical and then swipe it from those fucking pricks.
Oh, man.
Oh, fuck's sake. Well, I have been put in charge of the notes because Rob couldn't be asked.
Yeah.
So thanks, Rob.
Yeah, you get what you got coming to you. That goes for you too, the listener.
Yeah, you will suffer
soon you
because I
too
have
could be
suffered.
asked to do the notes.
It's true. Join the Patreon so that you can get into the Discord where there's a channel for you to do exactly that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Right, okay. So, update. Margaret Thatcher, she's still dead.
Aye.
Good.
Can I get a honk?
Yeah.
Next up, we have Amazon. The checkoutless grocery stores that they have are being phased out after 8 years of being technical marvels. That,
Yeah.
No,
Did the operators in India unionise?
The question is whether or not they were tier 1, Jamie.
So from the Amazon press release that is somehow still up on aboutamazon.com, which is an Amazon website, generative AI and other technologies behind Amazon's Just Walk Out technology are making checkout lines a thing of the past. The feat
How
is
is
a
generative
combination...
AI supposed to be doing that?
Have we taught it
just
how to do
spontaneously
shoplifting?
inventing a receipt.
Do you reckon the
generative
share zone
AI
guy is getting in on the AI?
If the generative AI saw that, those news stories about the guy using an onion to scan a PS5, then, maybe it has learned a lesson.
Using an onion to scan a PS5 is just a sentence that I enjoy in a vacuum.
It's so good. They should have let that kid keep the PS5.
Yeah.
And the onion.
Yeah.
On his belt.
The feat is a combination of computer vision, object recognition, advanced sensors,
Computer
deep machine
vision. What
learning
is
models.
this?
Computer
Come
vision
on.
sounds like something that was on BBC Two at like 3 o'clock in the morning in the 80s.
No, it was the 90s. It was called Reboot.
Was that when they got the scoop for the Nintendo Power Glove?
And generative AI, of course, a type of artificial intelligence that has recently captured the public's imagination.
I do like how they've
really?
spelled it out here. Here are a bunch of buzzwords that you're going to really enjoy because you're an idiot.
Yeah, and by the way, if you don't enjoy them, everyone else does. Amazon researchers found a way to make these technologies work together seamlessly in the background in order to figure out almost instantly which customer took a tuna sandwich and who got one with chicken salad, charge them correctly, and allow them to simply walk away with their items.
Wait. Why is the price of those sandwiches different? Do they not do a meal deal?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think this was only ever tried in the US, wasn't it? I don't think this was ever made it anywhere else.
No, they're in the UK as well.
Oh, okay.
Fuck,
Really?
I wish I could have stolen so much shit if we had one of them near us. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it turns out all of this was bullshit and was basically just another fucking Mechanical Turk. which is cool.
Did you see, by the way, this week, speaking briefly of AI, that the guy behind OpenAI, Sam Altman, said, like, movies will become like video games, and video games will, like, transcend into the universe with the advent of AI. And I'm just like, what if you just ask, like, 20 underpaid Filipinos to just, like, build an entire game world for you as you walk along?
What the fuck is that? Motherfucker, have you played a fucking Kojima game? Games are movies.
Like, if this guy had ever been into the insane parts of YouTube that I've been to, where there are people who play video games that have, like, generative AI stuff in them, like in the dialogue and that, it is so strange and uncanny valley. Like, yes, this is a movie in a video game, in a game about trying to escape an apartment where your girlfriend's trying to kill you, and she says weird shit to you all the time. Great. Game of the year.
Yeah, but people will go to the cinema. You know the bit in Futurama when they're in the cinema with the buttons to choose which way the story goes, right? Imagine that, but what's on the screen is like a fucking TikTok NPC stream. That's the future of cinema that this guy dreams about.
What if a Skyrim NPC just said hello forever?
Look, Jamie.
Are you not familiar with the concept of an NPC stream, Rob?
Oh, don't.
It's not Skyrim. It's a real person pretending to be in Skyrim.
I would absolutely sit down and watch a TikTok NPC person double check their paperwork. Like, that would be. I would love to see that. Hover Ferrari, fuck off. I'm about the paperwork here.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah, it's back to the Amazon thing. So, over 1,000 people in India who were employed on low as fuck wages. I haven't been able to find out exactly how low. Just every single story has said low. And I am willing to believe it.
Savings like you would not believe, I bet.
All they did was watch videos of footage taken from the, like, hundreds of cameras in the shops, and they would correctly tot up the bill.
I mean, would they though?
The whole thing.
That sounds like the easiest job to, like, fuck up in the world. Like, you could just do whatever you want, because if they had any way to check your fucking work, you wouldn't have a job. So, like, you could just sit there and go, "Oh yeah, that guy bought a piano." Do you know what I mean?
That's why you hire a guy on a slightly higher than lower wage to be.
I mean, if you really wanted to, you could simply ring up somebody's tuna sandwich as a chicken salad sandwich, and no one would know.
I know.
The death of capitalism is here.
Don't like the look of that. Don't like the look of that guy in the Brewdog t-shirt. He bought a car.
I can't help but be reminded of that, like, missile system they were initially trying to use, where they would have, like, a pigeon peck at a little metal sensor inside the rocket to guide it. What if we took that concept and just put a guy in there?
The missile knows where the tuna sandwich is. It knows this because it does not know where the chicken salad sandwich is.
Just make all cashiers and checkouts.
So
just
it's
make
the sandwich missile.
Just make all counters and checkouts like run by seagulls and pigeons. I'm here for it. Just why not?
Oh, that's why they're called Mechanical Turks.
What we need, I'm realizing what we need in Helldivers is a fucking orbital strike that just drops, like, the plastic triangle they put sandwiches in at the petrol station, just drops that onto an alien and traps it inside. Those things are fucking impenetrable. Just ask my dad.
Desperately clawing at his chicken tikka sandwich.
One of the complaints about these shops has been that it takes quite a while to get a receipt, and therefore have the payment process. And it turns out the reason why is not that these things are being done live, because they won't employ the staff for that. They're having to go back through video footage to actually get all this stuff correctly.
I love technology. This is the future.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So just imagine.
Could you then, if it's all done with CCTV, could you wear those, like, fucking magic glasses from MacGyver so that they couldn't see you, and, like, you had a bunch of LEDs on your glove, like wearing a Nintendo Power Glove with a bunch of LEDs on it, so they can't see what you're taking off the shelves on the CCTV.
I don't know.
And then you can just steal a car and a piano.
I'm just going to ask Darren Brown to do all my shopping for me, and he can just, close some magic a car into his pants. It'll be fine.
Turning an entire call centre in India into stone because you walked in with a mirror.
David, were they using facial recognition technology in these places?
So
No, they just had a guy in India just go, yep, that's a face.
I don't think they actually did use it. They did use a bunch of fucking systems. Like, the whole point was there was actually some automation in place. It was just shit. Like, it's not that they didn't even try in the first place, it's that they did try and it was so bad that they had to hire a bunch of people to cover for the fact that it was dog shit. But apparently they weren't actually collecting any biometric data. And I haven't gone too far into this, but there was some big lawsuit in New York over the data they were collecting. So, like, there probably is a decent record of exactly what it was there, but I don't think it was actually as serious as it could have been on that front. Either way, it was dog shit and didn't work, so who cares? Speaking of how badly it didn't work, the internal goals were that 50 in 1,000 sales would require human intervention. And this launched in 2016. As of 2022, they had managed to get that down to 700 in 1,000.
Look, it just needs a bit more time. Please feed another billion into my hungry maw.
That has the same energy as like when Smithers is trying to thaw out Mr. Burns to go to that wedding. We'll find a cure for 22 stab wounds in the back, and the scientist's like, we're up to 21.
You'll be glad to know, though, that since it's been found out that it's shit and doesn't work, they are mostly phasing it out. And the big technological leap that they are making is doing what Big Tesco does and letting you scan things yourself as you walk around the shop.
Oh, so just the little shitty handheld scanner that every cunt has.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. That's
I feel so much better now.
I mean, to be fair, it works, and it's very funny that all these bullshit...
Makes a satisfying noise as well.
And you can also pretend that you're shooting each other if you get two.
Yeah. Don't look directly into it, though. Not even for a bit.
Speaking from experience, is it?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, Jamie, you're not going to have that opportunity in the UK because they're going to continue to use the Just Walk Out system, even though we know it's just a bunch of people in a fucking Indian office doing all of this, because the British cannot possibly stop oppressing the Indian people.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the other hand, like, if you want to do some close-up sandwich magic, now is your fucking chance.
Speaking of sandwiches, lovely segue there, Rob, thank you. Bold Ape Burger.
I aimed to please. In my previous career, I was a sandwich artist, so this is, it's just how I naturally am.
Do you know where you can get those knives from the Subway, that have got the like offset handle, so it's like much easier to cut the sandwiches with? I want one of them for the house.
For one of yeah, those are mint. I want one, actually, yeah.
They have them in
Sorry,
Subway.
David.
That's a good point, actually. Like, the Subway employed Just Walk Out technology. So I've got an idea.
Only one way to find out,
does
Jamie.
if you want it to. All right, so yeah, Bold Ape Burger was a place that opened up. I say that, I think it was called fucking Bold and Hungry.
It was called Bold and Hungry, yeah.
Bold and Hungry. It was a guy opened it up using the Bold Ape NFT that he had purchased for far too much fucking money.
I feel like using is doing a lot of the lifting in that sentence.
Well, that was the brand, that was the logo, because that's what he paid for. He paid for a brand that he would base his entire life around, obviously.
I'm assuming he opened this in the worst place on Earth.
California.
Yes.
Close enough.
Yeah. Finally, we're doing another round of hating our American listeners. It's just, we haven't done this in a while.
Every time I see fucking American food discourse, this is going to happen. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Britain just only eats, like, potatoes and sausages, like in the Beano. It's like mashed potato with sausages poking out of it. We just our like feeble like fucking colonial minds just cannot conceive of the monkey burger or whatever the fuck this guy was selling.
Cow pie.
Cow pie.
Yeah, the US is strictly dandy only.
Are we critiquing fits at the Ape and Hungry Burger now? Is that because I hear there's money in that?
Why is this guy called Dan atting me on Twitter?
I just thought it was funny to mention. Also, the apes that this guy bought for like $185,000 or something are currently worth only about 50,000.
Still too much. I hope he fucking
Still
uses all
way
his money.
too fucking much. But no one's buying it for 50, so he's got fucking nothing. He's got a JPEG. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Can't even make a burger out of the ape. That's the real sadness here. In desperation, turning the ape on himself.
Committing honourable seppuku by like printing the ape out and paper cutting himself to death.
Next up, I want to do a little look at the party that is obviously the main competition of the Tories in the next election, which is
it the
Reform
second
UK.
Tories? Oh,
Excellent.
no, okay. I said, is it the second Tories?
No. I'm not doing Labour content. Fuck off. How many candidates do you think that they have had drop out since they announced all their candidates last month?
All
16.
of them? I don't know how many candidates did they announce?
More than 16.
1,488.
Checks out.
I don't actually have the number of how many, but they have lost 12
Oh, well, I'm going to say
candidates.
they've lost N+1.
Oh, well, you beat Alistair. Well done. You were closer. So,
Now all you have to do is defeat the banker to claim your prize.
so they've lost 12 candidates since announcing for a varied number of reasons, which I'm sure we'll get into in a minute. The dickhead in charge of this, Richard Tice, said when challenged about this, it was good actually, because they were the fastest party to get rid of candidates.
If you consider it from the perspective of how many candidates we were able to lose, it's actually very good.
You may not like it, but this is what peak efficiency looks like.
He also said it's good that actually we are opening our candidates to open scrutiny from other people. That sounds like a jumble of bad words just put together in a bad way. That's because he said them with his mouth. So, I
to
want
scrutinise
to
a candidate.
What else could he have said it with, David?
words, sentences, structure, grammar. I want to play a little game here. We're going to play Jim Davidson's Generation X games. So I
Sick
went away.
racist kickflips.
I went away to look and see if I could find all the reasons why these people are no longer candidates, and wow, did I find most of them. So, in amongst them, I have hidden one that is not actually a candidate. I would like you to tell me which one it is. So, we have candidate number 1, who said London was an Islamic state, that there would be a Muslim army run by Sadiq Khan, and was also a Michelle Obama transvestigator. General election candidate. Another who said,
that
that's
sounds
just
real.
one candidate. That's one candidate.
Yeah, I was going to say,
You
that
say
sounds
real on
real.
that one? Okay,
Yeah.
that one is real.
I was gonna wait. I didn't. We were gonna do them as we go along because I was just gonna wait.
Neither
at the
did
end and say,
I.
Are these,
Neither
are
did
these
I,
not
but
all
why
Lee
not?
Anderson?
No, Lee Anderson is the umbrella group under which all of these candidates fall, including the fake one.
Can't believe he's running in Raccoon City.
See, this is how you move the Overton window. You just make a completely insane accusation, which you say is fake, and then the Brexit Party, or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves these days, these days will naturally just spread out to cover that insanity.
Candidate number 2. Muslims, quote, never coexist with others, and said that Africans had IQs, quote, among the lowest in the world. Real or fake? Fash or pash?
Well, I'm going to say real.
That is real.
I'm going to say the candidate's real, but the statements are very much false.
Unfortunately not. Those are things that they truly said. Candidate number 3 said, the only solution is to, quote, remove the Muslims from our territory, and the Ashkenazi Jews are, quote, a problem, and, quote, caused the world massive misery. Real or fake?
Oh, is the bit here that all of them are Jolly
No.
Boy John?
I think that one's fake. I don't know why.
Okay.
I'm calling my shot. You know, sticking my finger in the air.
I remain optimistic. Is that the right word to use? That someone is going to be like the fake one is going to be more off the wall than this.
Yeah. That one is unfortunately real. Published a policy roadmap in 2022, which included forcibly deporting anyone who settled in the UK since very specifically 1997.
1997.
What?
Yes.
That is such a weirdly specific year. Oh yes, ever since Tony Blair became Prime Minister, this country is, well, I mean...
Yeah, no one had concerns about immigration when John Major was Prime Minister. It all started with Tony Blair.
No, they're time corps. They're furious about the Tony Blairs into their time zone.
Next one wasn't saved by Elon in time and got done in by the likes. They liked a Nick Griffin tweet which called Britain a bankrupt, crime-ridden, LGBTQ-obsessed, multi-cult shithole, and another one from Stephen Lennon, aka Tommy Robinson, saying we need mass deportations. And he also attended the Armistice Day shit show
of Tommy Robinson and Nick fucking Griffin.
Yeah.
He also attended the Armistice Day shit show that the Fash put together last year at the Cenotaph. Real or fake?
Real.
Yeah, real.
Yeah, that was real. Next one said that David Attenborough should be, quote, killed off.
What, like Game of Thrones?
This one's real. This has to be real for the sake of my mental health.
Yeah, real. The woke millennial generation needs to be fixed with, quote, a proper war with trenches to, quote, end snowflakery and to bring the population down by a couple million.
That's that Jan and Ganesh article.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we read this in an article like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to say real. Like, I'm going to say all of these are real and like be pleasantly surprised when you tell me which one's fake.
I don't think this one's fake because I think it's like I'm pretty sure it's an article that we've read.
It's Jan and Ganesh in the FT commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is the fake one.
Is it Jan and Ganesh in the FT?
No, that's just some shit I made up because, you know, it was easier to make up something about the woke snowflakes than it was some fucking racist shit.
You can tell it was the fake one because it was the least racist.
Exactly. Yeah. The game was self-defeating from the start.
Also, that shit show in the FT wasn't about how we need to kill a couple of million people to end wokery. It was about how what will we all do when generative AI takes all the jobs. And it's like, well, what I don't know about you, you fucking cunt, but the rest of us will starve to death in the streets, I think. Just a guess, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Think of the amount of delicious extra fingers we could eat, though.
Special shout out, though, to the candidate who was sacked from Scotland, who said such things as meat eaters should, quote, eat other humans, that humanity should be obliterated, and that Ben Wallace should have been left to die in Afghanistan, but on the condition that the pet evacuations from Kabul failed.
So what you're saying is not all bad.
Have we considered reversing those flights and just putting all the XL bullies on the plane back to Kabul?
Oh, fucking hell. So that's a taste of what has been found out so far about Reform UK candidates. And this is the party that's going to hoover up a whole bunch of the right-wing vote from the Tories that would normally go to things like...
Or at least will make the Tories scared enough that they'll just take over these policy positions in the next year or whatever.
These policy positions, says Rob.
I can't wait to hear Rishi Sunak announce that David Attenborough is going to be killed.
See if he promises a bank holiday for it, people will go for it.
Imagine if David Attenborough has to go on the run like Raoul Moat. He'd be fucking mint hiding in the woods.
Chris Packham puts on the V for Vendetta mask and starts doing shit poetry.
Okay, time for Dickhead Safari 2. This is the other competition that the Tories have from the right, which is Labour. I actually did some Labour stuff. So, yeah.
I knew you would.
Yeah, obviously, because it's low-hanging fruit and I'm a lazy cunt. So, the first thing I want to talk about here very quickly is the new National Chair of Young Labour, which is Jack Lubner, who is the son of
it's not.
the Otto Glass
that's
guy.
like... No, I think I read about him in the Addams Family books originally.
Those books?
There's comics, aren't there? There's something papery to do with them. You know, like whatever.
Papery to do with them.
The Addams origami. Yeah, no, this is the son of the Otto Glass guy who has donated £4.5 million.
Son of Autoglass guy.
Yeah. Fuck him, I don't care what fucking
He got rich supplying the Transformers.
He's donated £4.5 million to Labour, which makes him a prick, obviously. But did you know that he can be more of a prick?
Not the only thing that makes him a prick, is it?
No, not by far, no. He's extremely pro-Israel. And in a completely unrelated side thing, nothing to do with that, he went to apartheid South Africa in 1977 to join the cops.
Oh, I thought he was going to, trade for Chaos Emerald.
He also did a bunch of work in the 80s as the accountant then for Autoglass, which let them get around the anti-apartheid sanctions which were going on at the time. So, very cool guy. Lots of money to Labour. Thank you. And I'm sure the son will be equally as normal, if not more so.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Good times ahead. Abandon the fucking party. Also good news, Wes Streeting is at it again.
Oh.
No, it was sarcastic good news, not actual good news.
Fuck.
Okay, this is quoting from an article in The Times, because of course it's in The Times. Middle-class lefties cry betrayal. The real betrayal is the two-tier system that sees people like them treated faster, while working families like mine are left waiting for longer. Yes.
Let me just look up the fucking salary of an MP, let alone a fucking member of the shadow cabinet. Fuck off.
I think he's on 100k.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's not how class works in this country. He was born working class.
Yes, I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he wrote that book about his mum brought him up on a single sausage or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
nationalised sausage at that.
Yeah.
Well, it's something like 2 sausages and a fry up, or like I don't know, it's something 2 something and a fry up.
Oh, I have no idea what this is about, and I don't care to learn. Do you know what I mean?
2 beatings in a binman or something like that. I don't give a fuck. Like,
the oiliest fucking twat this country has ever produced, and I hate it.
He said that he would ignore the, quote, howls of outrage in response to his comments, and that he believed the present situation was a disgrace. Those who can afford it, says Streeton, are paying to go private, are being seen faster, and their outcomes and their life chances and their quality of life will be better.
And what we need is more of that.
Yeah, that's he said that to Today on BBC Radio 4, following on from his article for The Sun.
Oh,
those who can't afford it,
yourself.
I am going to take this prick to M. Escher's house and kick him down all of the stairs.
Those who can't afford it are being left behind. Those tend to be people from working class backgrounds, like mine. I think that's a disgrace.
And I think that's a disgrace. Let's go fuck yourself.
It's quality to channel fucking Liz Truss when you're trying to big up your fucking working class background.
It's Liz Truss now, I remember it. It's the fucking, it's the pork markets thing. Because she also said, and that I think that's a disgrace.
Yep, but then that's the quality of prick, so. He goes on, that's why as the howls of outrage pour in, as they already are on my social media mentions this morning.
These people have such a blinkered existence. Like, the only time they see anything fucking critical of them is on the fucking internet, when people call him, like, Wes tweeting or some shit. And that's, like, the worst crime that anyone has ever committed. And therefore, we have to privatise the healthcare system even more than we already have.
I don't understand how you're reading this out and then getting mad at me when I suggest, like, in response. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just set me up to fail here. What am I supposed to respond with?
I don't fucking know. Use your imagination. Yeah. As they are already on my social media mentions this morning, my mentions, I take it as water off a duck's back. I don't think I could look someone in the eye who is waiting for months and months, sometimes over a year, in pain and agony for treatment. I couldn't look them in the eye and tell them that they should wait longer because my principles trump their timely access to care. Everyone in the country should get timely access to care, and they shouldn't have to worry about the bill.
Right, we'll just do this one more time for, like, everybody in the back. There are, though, like, 10,000 spare doctors just working on Bupa or whatever fucking private insurance there is in the UK. Like, it's all the same guys. It's like, you know, they just pull some extra shifts in the private sector, or, like, they're already consulting for the NHS for, like, some sky-high wage. There aren't, like, 10,000 doctors just sitting around twiddling their thumbs, you know, saying, finally, West Streeting has listened to us. These people don't fucking exist. Why do they keep trying this? It's so fucking annoying.
Because there's different ways that you can pay the money out.
Yeah, it's just you know, laying the runway so that they can easily siphon public money into private hands, like as it ever was. Like, it was the same under
the one thing we do in this country.
Yeah, the one thing you are allowed to do in this country is take from you know, the Treasury and just deposit into private hands. If you want to do something good with money, the Treasury will absolutely not allow that. But if you just want to, you know,
if you want to piss it up a wall and see how high you can make the wall wet, then
fill your boots.
Let them back up the fucking money holes. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you want to sell the NHS 100 bin bags at £10,000 a piece for PPE, absolutely, that is fine. But if you want to build HS2, fuck you. How dare you even ask for something like that?
Can't be having trains or infrastructure or...
Trains are dangerously close to communism, so, like,
I was going to say, trains
not.
and infrastructure are famously socialist things, so...
Yeah. It never... What did a train ever do for me?
How about a form of transport that's for the public, but is run privately?
What, a merry-go-round?
The Brexit railgun.
Neither, no. How about a private ambulance scheme? Because good news, there is one now.
Oh, yourself.
Obviously, these things exist already, but, like, this is a new one that's just coming.
This is a solution in search of a problem. Like, a big part, like, obviously, more ambulances and more paramedics are naturally good things, but a big part of the reason why there are no ambulances to get people is because they end up stuck outside of hospitals with patients in the back because the hospital, what is it they start counting as soon as you get off the ambulance, that counts as you being something, and I don't know what exactly
being
that
seen
is,
basically as a patient.
Yeah.
Like, wait time. I think that's what it is. Wait time to see a doctor only starts counting once you get off the ambulance. So it's like they only get you off the ambulance when they can get a doctor to you in a reasonable amount of time. So, like, best just keep them in the ambulance.
Yep. It's good old working to quotas and targets and KPIs and shit like that we love to fucking implement during the Blair era. And for some reason, we continue to do it. So this private scheme is charging 99 quid for a trip to the hospital.
Do I get like a choice of, in-flight entertainment as well? Do I get a moist towelette?
You'll get a paramedic.
When do I have to pay this £99?
Pass. Don't know. Don't care. Because I shan't be using it.
Well, I'm just wondering if they bring the ambulance out and give you the medical aid first, then they can fuck off if they want the 99 quid back, quite frankly.
So the way this works is they'll take you to your private hospital for your private appointment or whatever, like if you've got health insurance and all that shit, if you're weird. So that, like, whatever, fine. Like, if you're going to be fucking a dickhead about it and not getting the road of people, fine, whatever. But if you don't have that, you can still take the private ambulance and beat the queue or whatever from the actual ambulances.
Can you phone them up and get them, like, for the 99 quid, will they come out and give you, like, a syringe full of adrenaline, like in fucking Crank? Because I could get some shit done, I think, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, we all get that, that fucking Bradley Cooper drug that makes you like a US senator or something.
They won't.
This man paid £99 for a shot of adrenaline. What happened next will shock you.
They won't handle, like, serious emergency call-outs because they're just a private ambulance.
Because there's no profit.
Yeah.
It's not because there's no profit in it. It's not that. It's
no, it is. It's like if they just have to take you, if you've just banged your leg or something like that, and they have to just take you down to the hospital to, like, glue a bit of wood to it or something, you know what I mean? Then, like, that, they can do that for 99 quid because they'd only have to give you a couple of aspirin in the van. But if, like, you've been killed by fucking thugs and they need to turn you into RoboCop, that's way more expensive than 99 quid, so fuck you.
Jamie, I'm starting to think you're lying about having gone to medical school.
Yeah. But the thing is, they're not really doing anything beyond first aid. Really, it's just a first responder in the back. Like, they're taking you to the hospital. The reason they're not doing that is because when they get to the hospital, if it's a serious thing that you're there with, you're stuck on the ambulance waiting until you can get in and get taken by the doctor. That can take as long as it takes. If it's not so serious, they can just drop you off and leave and go to the next one. That's where the profit is. It's in repeat.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Fit in because they're not forced to wait. But that obviously doesn't create any sort of two-tier system, despite adding a second tier to the system. Because if
there is like a second tier that I could pay for, this is not a two-tiered system.
No, it's not a two-tier system because anyone can pay for it.
Yeah. What the NHS needs is a battle pass.
NHS DLC. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you want if you want an MRI, you have to get the surgery-free DLC.
My fucking leg's fallen off, but it turns out I haven't paid for the latest season, so, RIP to me.
Your nan should have done more grinding if she wanted her fucking meds.
If you want to see a doctor who knows germ theory, then you're going to have to subscribe for this particular tier, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you can't have the legendary medication. You can only have the common stuff. Here's a fucking aspirin that will go away.
Yeah, the basic tier is humour theory only.
Yeah, bag of nettles and fuck off. The problem here is, like, I mean, they say it's not creating a two-tier system. It fucking does, though, and it obviously does, purely because...
I mean, by definition, obviously.
Yeah, but just purely by definition, yeah. But even then, like, if your fucking nan falls over and she has to phone an ambulance and she happens to have a fucking £100 note in her back pocket, then she could easily get there quicker. Like, that's a two-tier system. That's exactly what that is. But if she's poor as fuck and doesn't have that option, she'll be lying on the floor for fucking 8 hours waiting on the paramedics turning up.
Well, she should have just worked a bit harder for it, if you like.
Yeah. If only she'd logged in every day and taken part, she would have enough like fucking NHS coins to afford to be made into RoboCop or whatever the fuck we're all looking forward to in the future.
If she had, if instead of spending her whole life placing drop pods on top of her friends and family.
Oh man, I really hope all our listeners were on the stream last week.
Oh no, me and Jamie are on a completely different wavelength at the moment.
Yeah. No, this isn't about the stream. The stream was about why communism doesn't work in practice.
And the reason is heavy laser blasters.
Yeah, this is something else entirely.
Welcome to our new sister pod. Welcome to our new sister pod. The rest is heavy laser blasters.
It's not though, is it?
No. Just last up quickly, back to Wes Streeton for a little bit. Social care policy. Yeah. Quote, we have also got to set out a different kind of politics around social care for the long term as well. We definitely need a more grown-up conversation about this. You know something good's going to come after a call for a grown-up conversation.
Oh, why don't you go fucking blow it up my ass, you little fucking plastic bag filled with human garbage.
Being adult means selling off public assets. That's what that means.
No, this is even fucking more vapid than anything that's been said. So the problem with social care policy is that no one's done anything or had the chance to do anything about it because David Cameron didn't do shit about it because, oh well, never mind, don't look into the reasons for that. Theresa May was going to do something about it but couldn't because Labour wouldn't work with them.
Is
the
in many ways, like everything went wrong under her prime ministership was fucking Labour's fault.
Yeah, exactly. And Boris Johnson wanted to do something, but just couldn't quite get it done in time. Oh well, never mind. So, what we need is cross-party consensus. That's the only way to make it work and stick.
Yes.
Oh, fuck you.
So that's where we're going to be with social care policy if Labour get in. So look forward.
What we need is for both parties to agree that your grandma can just die in a fucking hedge for all they care.
Yeah, Jamie, the best way to fix social care and healthcare in this country is to import 1-to-1 the exact same political debate that they have in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where everything's great.
Fucking wait.
Yeah, and you better vote for it, otherwise you'll not get that, and that'll somehow be worse.
The one.
Suck the piss from my dick, quite frankly.
The upshot is, of course, that you can still keep Vote Blue no matter who, because it doesn't matter. Vote blue no matter who, even if they're fucking red. Who gives a shit? Just vote. Just vote for anyone.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, you can vote for whoever you like. Just go nuts.
You can vote for whatever you like, so long as it's blue.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough Wes Streeton now.
Oh, thank Christ.
Let's talk about another Labour obsession.
Can't wait for God to agree with that.
Let's talk about another Labour obsession, this time specifically the one held by Lisa Nandy. Don't worry, this isn't about Labour. This is pure column brain.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Cheese is fucking expensive.
Subscribe to Praxiscast at patreon.com/Praxiscast.
Okay, I thought if it was written by Lisa Nandy, I think I might actually chew my arm off to escape the podcast.
No.
Are we finally bombing the Scots? Are we?
It's the only reasonable choice.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Unfortunately,
that was her, wasn't it?
Yeah. She was the one who suggested that the only way to deal with Scotland was as with Catalonia.
No, this is an article in the Sunday Times by Charlotte Ivels.
No, this is a new star on the firmament. We haven't heard her yet.
I don't recognise the name, no.
No, it's a new face.
Addiction to takeaways is eating our towns alive. Moribund high streets are a perfect reflection of today's antisocial habits.
Wait, so me getting a fish and chips is now an antisocial habit. I should be what?
Yeah.
All right.
This is Jamie Oliver wearing one of the masks from Mission Impossible, isn't
it? No, it's actually even worse. The article begins, And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Deliveroo.
Oh my
Go
fucking
fuck yourself.
God, like, this is
that-
just the worst shit I've ever heard anyone write in my life.
Is this secretly about? Is this secretly about labor conditions? Because that would be the only way I could possibly agree with this.
Guess what, Rob? You won't. And power was
fuck
given
yourself.
unto him over the earth, the power to inflict upon the people lukewarm burgers, delivery fee extra, and the people received them willingly, which was a bit dim of them, to be honest. Imagine looking like a fucking Marina Hyde tribute act, purely on the basis of the words that you've fucking written down. Look, I don't want you to think I'm being apocalyptic, but I have seen the harbinger of the end times, a headline in the Times last week.
Oh, well, I mean, holy shit. Someone
Yeah.
called, like, a physicist or something and let
I
them
mean,
know troubles
full gunman
brewing?
of the apocalypse, this is not.
Quote, Britain's eating 50% more takeaways than before COVID.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. So what?
let us die in peace.
Yeah.
The report says we are eating less in restaurants and coffee shops. There has been
Can't imagine why.
says some bloke from the IFS, a quote, drastic shift in how we consume.
Are you sure that is the IFS not those pricks that give like Jamie Oliver the masks from fucking Mission Impossible?
It's ISIS, is it not?
A Salafist interpretation of the Jamie Oliver creed. Yeah, right.
I'm not surprised. There's a little Italian I like in Kilburn, North London. When I go,
What?
I
A
often
restaurant
find,
or an actual guy? Is it
I'm
just a
assuming a
tiny
restaurant.
Italian man?
When I go, I often find I'm the
Where
only person
Waluigi
there.
lives.
When I go, I often find I'm the only person there, apart from a constant stream of delivery drivers zooming in and out. God, it makes me sad.
Oh my fucking Christ! Like,
Has
this
AA
is
Guild done
like-
the fusion dance with his son? What the fuck is going on here?
This is like Giles
Just-
Corrin the Lesser. Just go fuck yourself.
Oh, just fucking honestly, it's like, oh, well, I went to a restaurant and there was no one there for me to annoy. And also I had to look at poor people like working for fucking the gig economy constantly. Can't we do something about this? No, we can't. Fuck you.
Let me ask you, is
No.
this
I do
what
not
our-
consent.
tough, is this what our grandfathers fought for?
Oh,
Oh,
fuck all
fuck.
the way off and don't come back. Jesus Christ, like.
Is this what has become of the country that once conquered half the world? Are you not better than this? Am I not better than this? Were
No.
we not born for something more than
No.
slumping on the sofa, slurping congealed moped-born
Absolutely.
pasta?
No,
Fucking
that's the
not.
highest state. That's literally
Yeah.
in this fucking blasted hellscape.
If you
where
give me the
can't
choice, if you give me the choice between reforging the British Empire and having a fucking kebab, I am having the kebab and fuck you.
Also, like, nobody's fucking granddad fought in the Second World War anymore. Like, that generation's fucking dead. It's just dead and buried. But, like, even if, like, we just, like, dug up some of them and we were like, grandfather, why did you fight in the war? I promise you their answer was not to, like, slap the fucking burger out of your mouth. Like, what?
Well, you
Jeez.
see, my granddad fought in the. He's not alive anymore, but he did fight in the Second World War. And from everything I know about the man, I can only assume it was because he was only marginally less racist than the Germans.
We have lost our way. Specifically,
way?
Is this the message you get from Uber?
specifically,
Yeah. The Deliveroo guy texts you, your dinner's in the hedge, now fuck off.
specifically, we've lost our way to the local restaurant, which is where we should be eating.
Why?
And don't tell.
I mean, I like
and
going
don't
out for
tell
dinner.
me.
Okay, but consider this, right? There's a restaurant in our village and there's a fucking takeaway, and I can afford occasionally, very rarely, to buy things. Like, if it's my birthday, I can buy a takeaway, but I cannot afford to eat in the fucking restaurant. Do you know what I mean? The restaurant's not for me. It's for the, 700 arseholes a day who park their fucking cars all over the fucking street outside so that I can't get moved without playing fucking Colin McRae Rally. You know what I mean? The takeaway is for the peasant, in the village like me. The restaurant is for the fucking gentrifiers that bus in from outdoors.
Next sentence, and don't tell me it's about trying to keep costs down.
Well, it fucking is, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Jamie,
fuck you.
takeaways cost just as much as sitting at the restaurant table with the grown-ups.
They
fucking
simply
don't.
do not.
More if you get stung by delivery fees.
Different things
Betsy,
are different.
Yeah.
A sit-down fucking meal? Are you kidding? The whole point of a sit-down meal is that you have a meal
Drinks.
in a
The point is
big
drinks.
space, a huge space where they have to pay rent. It turns out you can get a takeaway from a restaurant that's essentially the size of a postage stamp with a fucking grill in it. Turns out smaller things are cheaper than bigger things.
What is the charge? Enjoying a meal? A sit-down fucking meal?
Look, I'm the the bougiest cunt
Yeah, we
out
know,
of
Rob.
everybody
Come on,
here.
get it out.
Stick the crayfish, you cunt.
Spit it out.
But it's fine, it's go to a restaurant if you can afford it and if you want to, but it's not I'm not fucking chasing you around the room with a fucking broom telling you can't have a fucking kebab at home. Just what the fuck's wrong with you? Go fuck yourself.
Can we send the fucking author of this article to the restaurant from the menu? Because then I will jump up and down screaming about the benefits of going and eating at a restaurant for as long as it takes till the end of the meal.
Has she considered, though, that people aren't going to restaurants because they only serve sausage and mash?
Yeah,
Maybe mushy peas if you're lucky.
Yeah, I go out and all I can find are big piles of mashed potato with sausages sticking out with a pile of beans next to it. And I don't want to eat a big pile of mashed potato with sausages sticking out and peas next to it.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
I don't want open AI to do my food creation. Just piss off.
Even if it does work out marginally more expensive at your local restaurant,
Certain definitions of marginally.
At your local restaurant, they offer such luxuries as the food being hot and putting the food on a plate for you.
I can manage that myself, believe it or not.
And also,
sometimes
that's
you just
the
don't
shit
even need to use a plate or even cutlery.
Yeah, no.
You can just
Sometimes
eat it off the floor like an animal.
Yeah, sometimes it comes in a container that you can eat it out of.
Yeah.
What revolution, you know what I mean? I can save
I've got
myself
just
some
as much washing up.
Yeah. It's great.
Takeaway food is to restaurants what pornography is to sex. Sure, it's satisfying the same basic need, but there's an awful lot more dignity in one than the other.
I'm not even going to fucking dignify that with a response, quite frankly.
It speaks for itself.
Pass.
Other indignities.
Find me a journalist in this country that I don't instinctively want to within 30 seconds of hearing them right.
Can I phone a friend to give an answer to this fucking bullshit paragraph?
Look, there are a few good journalists in this country, and they are the ones who have, at some point or another,
and they are to restaurants as wanking is to flying a kite.
And they are the ones we have briefly discussed about having on the podcast, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Other indignities. Last year, on average, Brits spent just 4 hours a month with their friends. We spent more time watching television, more time on social media, and more time on email.
On email.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This is...
Fuck off back to Facebook, grandma.
Love to be on the computer.
But David, just for my clarification, this is the Times, right? So, if I remember it correctly.
This is the Sunday Times even.
Sunday, right. So, the paper that's been calling for the privatization of everything, for the destruction of the public space, for the fucking evisceration of the working class, is now turning around in its smug hunting us and telling you, the same people who just got like done in by your express wishes, that you're not fulfilling your basic function within capitalism anymore. This is
that's right. You need to eat Rishi out to help out or something.
More time, in short, doing pretty much anything other than sitting up at a restaurant table muttering, "Darling, have you seen what they're charging for Chardonnay here? As God intended."
Okay, but what if the restaurant I choose to go to is a happy eater? What then? Then you middle class fucking bell end.
Sorry, I'm being rude. It's none of my business what you do in the privacy of your own home, just as it's none of your business what I do in mine. Except, the thing is, it actually sort of is.
Is
What?
it now?
Often for
I'm
work,
bracing myself to hear the fucking logic behind this. Let's go.
often for work, I have to go and bother members of the public on high streets across the country. I ask them how they're going to vote. How they
You don't
feel
have
about
to
the
do
country.
that. No, you don't have to do
don't.
that. Go fuck yourself.
don't.
That's
You
all
can
a
just
job.
Just make it up like every other fucking prick.
Yeah.
Just invent a guy.
Yeah.
To be honest, it doesn't matter what I ask, because whatever the question is, everyone
The
ends
answer
up
is
saying
fuck
the
off,
same
you middle
thing.
class bell end.
From Rochdale to Bristol to Wellingborough, this is what they say.
Fuck off, clean shirt.
Yeah. Weirdly, the British public struggling to get by, I just have no time to be harangued by a honking posho.
The local high street is a mess. It's nothing but vape shops and hairdressers. This used to be a lovely town. Now there's nothing. Now nobody feels any pride in the place anymore. I shake their hand. We shake
None
our
of these
heads.
people are called Tarquin. I don't understand what the fuck is going on around here. Clearly someone somewhere has dropped a ball.
I shake their hand. We shake our heads. Nothing to be done. And then we both go home, order takeaway, and eat it off plates we bought on Amazon.
This says something about society.
Yeah, bottom text.
I can't be
And
dealing
so-
with this. No, I was having a lovely time this evening. We were having, I was laughing.
Do you know what, Rob?
I was
This is what happens when you leave me to do the notes. You suffer through the fucking article. And so, quietly and intangibly, the country becomes less vibrant, less fun. Pubs close early. Restaurants no longer open on Mondays after 10 p.m. or for lunch.
Oh no, we
Lunch.
spent the entirety of the last 40 years catering to the needs of like this tiny clique of utter freaks and weirdos in order for their bank accounts to quadruple in size every fucking 10 years. And if for some reason it's left the country completely fucking destitute on every high street.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's responsible. Oh wait, yes I do. It's fucking Deliveroo. The symptom of the problem, not the fucking actual cause.
I think personally, this fucking idiot and everyone else who works at the Times, Sunday or otherwise, should shut the fuck up because they got what they fucking wanted.
Yeah.
This is like your main desire was this. Like,
This is what you wanted. This is what your newspaper spent 4 years raging against something that may have provided some kind of alternative, and continues to fucking nail into the coffin in that entire political project. Like, I hate these fucking pricks so much. It is unbelievable.
yeah,
Just eternally crying that they're not happy with the results of their political project.
Yeah. It goes on. Lunch.
Oh, for
Remember
fuck's
lunch?
sake.
How dare you want lunch? An
Remember when lunch was
unimaginable
hard?
decadence. Nobody goes for lunch anymore.
Because
How
we were
do I
told we
know?
were not allowed to. That going to lunch was bad for productivity.
How do I know? Because if they did, then there would be more restaurants open to take their money. Instead, the restaurants close. Sometimes for lunch.
How much
sometimes
does this
permanently.
fucking dipshit think people are being paid that they can afford to go to a restaurant on their lunch break?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm I am sure that the unfettered profit seeking that the utilities industries are gonna continue to
Imagine even having the fucking time to go to a restaurant on your lunch break. Like, where do you work? In the restaurant?
But do you know what I mean? Like the fucking British Gas, Thames Water, all of them are just they're gouging consumers, but like commercially, it's even worse, especially for like your specifically for not restaurants and takeaways alike. Tens of thousands of pounds for electric a month. Like this is why restaurants are going out of business, not because of fucking Deliveroo. Deliveroo is literally a way, albeit a way that sort of obfuscates labour laws and evades those labour laws as well. Gives restaurants more business, like it or not. So, like, how is that a problem?
The issue here is that this clown misses when, like, they would go out for their lunch with the journalists and spend like 3 hours getting pissed in the afternoon, and there'd be like tons of people in the local restaurant, and they'd all be mates, and they'd all work at different papers and everything. And all those people have been replaced with like the feed. And it wasn't us that fucking did that, do you know what I mean? It wasn't Deliveroo that did that.
No.
It wasn't me having a fucking kebab occasionally that did that. It was you, so fuck off.
It's harder and harder for independent restaurants to survive. Not that it was ever easy. A report from Bloomberg commenting on the same behavioural trends in the US warns that, quote, the result could be more chain restaurants which can better leverage economies of scale. So in other words, it might be cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I wonder what the most successful chain restaurants are. Oh no! My report is telling me that one of the most successful chain restaurants is McDonald's. Oh dear! How did this happen?
Yeah, we just need to bring back Wimpy.
At least all of Jamie Oliver's once went bust. That was pretty fucking funny. Except for when he didn't pay his fucking staff like a cunt.
Yeah, he is a cunt. Anyway, the next line is good.
Was he the one? Was he the one that fucking called like fucking border patrol on his own staff, or was that some other fucking?
That was some burger joint in London.
Oh yeah. That was another one. I can't think of the name.
Byron Burger.
Yes,
maybe. It was along those lines.
I'll check that before.
It was some cunt that did slabs of meat.
Yeah. Anyway, the next sentence is good. As George Orwell didn't put it.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh, look, David, you've lied to me. You said that this sentence was good.
Yeah.
If you want
and
picture...
yet you present to us the spectre of like Orwell's Georg again.
If you want
sick of hearing about this cunt, to be honest, like.
If you want a picture of the future, imagine eating in Pizza Hut forever. What tyranny?
Yeah.
Do they even still have Pizza Huts? I don't think I've seen one in about 40 years.
Yeah, there's one near where my in-laws live. Yeah.
Yeah, they do exist because they're on the BDS list.
Well,
there you go then. We all know how the town we'd like to live in looks.
Oh wait, is this a secret endorsement for BDS, but from the Sunday Times?
Independent shops, a little pizza place, but not Pizza Hut, a white tablecloth Indian where the owner kisses you on the cheek and greets you as
I want a
darling
restaurant. I want a restaurant where they leave hot pies on the windowsill to entice the local townsfolk.
Yeah, I want a restaurant where there's like one of those little.
People don't float through the air towards restaurants anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. What happened to the vibrant restaurant where there'd be a cartoon wolf in the corner with these eyes popping out of his head, howling at people?
Yeah, no one says a wooga anymore.
I know. Yes. Did you write this in the fucking circus, man? Honestly, just pretend you serve a purpose to society just once. See what it feels like.
No.
Also, like, why
I don't want to serve a purpose to society, Jamie.
None of us do.
but what is, like, also, what kind of insane sort of, like, Lady and the Tramp style imagination do you have about, like, restaurants? Like, this person also doesn't just want, like, a restaurant with some decent food. They want, like, some personalized, they want, like, essentially, like, a place where they have more, like, different serfs than the one they keep chained at home in the basement. Like, what is this shit?
They just want to live in a sitcom from the 80s. Is that too much to ask? They saw what Jacko from Brushstrokes had, and they said, me too.
Yeah. Imagine walking into your favorite restaurant and the Fonz is right there hitting your fucking DJ machine.
DJ machine!
Yeah, that's what they call it when Rob goes to the club.
When they spin that record.
Dressing up in far too much leather to go to Burgain and hit the DJ machine. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, yeah, a white tablecloth Indian where the owner kisses you on the cheek and greets you as darling because it's too awkward after 5 years of tikka masalas to finally ask your name. A post office. Maybe a grocer's and a bakery.
Very telling there. Very telling there.
Post offices. It was.
She reveals that she orders the same meal every fucking time she goes to the local Indian.
Yeah, Mrs. Chicken Tikka is back again. Jesus fucking Christ.
Let's push the boat out. A farmer's market on a Saturday and a little food stand where they charge £12 for a toastie and manage not to look embarrassed. That's the British dream. Better.
Is it now?
No,
better.
That's
Rob. Better. That's going to push your house price up.
Oh my fucking Christ.
Oh my.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. I thought I was angry before, but holy shit, now we're in fucking high gear.
If only we hadn't spent 40 years suppressing wages. If only we hadn't done that, then this might not have happened. But we had to do that because of the aforementioned insane clique of fucking weirdos.
Just
so,
what
is one to do?
Or destroying, farming as a profession for, fucking decades now, or, making sure that towns are livable in any state. It's like, once again, this is, you're sitting in the fucking rubble of the thing you wiped, you screamed about and like smeared shit in your hair about for the last 30 years. What? Just be happy with it. You won. Everything's dead. It sucks now.
Love to demand a farmer's market after leading a campaign to de-pedestrianise the entire town centre because I can't park at the hairdressers anymore.
If you put in a fucking farmer's market, these people would tear their hairs out and run over a climate protester because they can't put their Range Rover literally on top of the fucking produce. Oh.
Well, Rob, the problem is, right? She's identified the problem, so props to her,
right,
obviously.
let's go.
Well done. If we want these places, we have to buy what they are selling. No amount of government funding
money?
for high street. Not government money. No amount of government funding for high street levelling up will make a difference if nobody is actually visiting the businesses on those high streets.
What is to be done?
Our towns, villages and cities are shaped by the people who live in them and the choices they make. When we look at the desolation of our town centres, we are seeing the aggregate of our decisions reflected back at us. You are so close to understanding what is going on with that. Yes, it is absolutely the choices. Unfortunately, it's the fucking political choices that have been constantly made the same way since fucking Thatcher. Ugh.
Is this going on for much longer? I might just have
one last paragraph.
Chew my face off now.
One last paragraph.
All right.
I'm guilty too, obviously. I order Deliveroo sometimes. I've got Amazon Prime, just as I take international flights while worrying about climate change, and complain that nobody has dinner parties anymore while failing to organise one myself.
Well, yes, I am part of the problem, and I feel bad about it, but I'm not going to do anything useful. I'm just going to whinge about it to you in a column in the fucking Times.
Yeah. You, the people, should make the changes, not me, the individual. We can't make perfect choices all the time, but we aren't completely powerless.
How about ever? How about ever making correct choices? Have you considered that?
Our little choices add up, and it doesn't take much to make different ones. Let's be the change we wish to see in the world, as Gandhi supposedly said.
Oh my fucking God.
I presume he was talking about going out for pizza. I hope so.
Gandhi would abandon... If Gandhi read this, he would abandon his pledge of non-violence.
Oh no, Gandhi's gone nuclear again.
Fuck, I mean, right, well, I'm glad that was behind us.
Let us never speak of this time again.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you know what really annoyed me when I was looking for articles? I came across one. It's titled, "It's Not Dickensian Asking Children to Work."
Stick that on a shirt.
New merch coming soon.
I was really excited about that headline. The article was unfortunately actually some quite boring piss, but it was, in short, the children yearn for the mines, but said very gently. So that's why we didn't read that one. But yeah, shout out to that fucking headline.
We are poorer for having lost it.
Anyway, that's the article and the rest of it. So, Jamie, you've got some comment or commentary on it?
I have,
Let's go.
Is it any wonder that now he is at his ideological home in the Foreign Office, Cameron is threatening to cut off arms to Israel as it fights the genocidal threat of Hamas? Is that comment or commentary?
Fuck's sake.
Can I ask, do you know when that was published?
Today, I believe.
Today. I'm going to say comment then.
Is this David Lammy writing in the Telegraph?
Well, yeah, because I feel like a lot of the machines have been set from, blow to suck. So
yeah.
No, I noticed that. So when I was looking through the Times, the only way to look back is like checking out the past 6 days for whatever fucking reason. And as I was looking through all the headlines of it, the further away I got from it, the more they were on that kind of setting of like, maybe this is actually getting a bit much now. But as of like the last couple of days, they seem to have reset back to actually Hamas needs to be destroyed, and if Palestine gets in the way, then so be it.
Well, I'm gonna say comment still.
So I'm going commentariat.
Yeah, commentariat.
That was Melanie shitting Phillips in the Times.
For fuck's sake.
Oh,
fuck's
sake.
Yeah. An article titled "Mandarins Fail to Understand Their Country."
Oh.
Yeah, well, not as well as... No.
Honestly, like, the kind of person who uses the word Mandarin to describe a person is not someone that should have any degree of influence whatsoever, let alone the fact that it's Melanie fucking Phillips.
David Cameron might be in his ideological home at the Foreign Office, but how many shooters manifestos has he been named in?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a rookie number. He's got to get them up.
The Whitehall blob will awaken from its WFH slumber, clutch its pearls at the prospect of such a radical policy becoming reality, and blunder into action, replete with justifications for why the plans are too ambitious. The best thing the minister can do, they'll say, is have a nice cup of tea and think about replacing the department's art collection with progressive works by LGBTQ plus artists rather than waste time with all that reform malarkey. Is that comment or commentary?
Alan Sugar in The Guardian.
Commentariat.
Comment.
Yeah, commentariat.
That was Sarah Vine in the Daily Mail. The headline: I applaud Wes Streeting's vow to reform the NHS and ignore middle-class lefties, but the Whitehall blob will fight him all the way. Presumably, were they around today, the Cray twins would be given the benefit of the doubt and a get-out-of-jail-free card. My lord, my client, Mr. Ronald Cray, admits shooting Mr. George Cornell at the Blind Beggar Public House, but in mitigation, I would point out that Mr. Cray and his brother are from a difficult, socially disadvantaged background in London's East End. Mr. Cornell was only killed after he called Ronald Cray a fat poof. My client, therefore, was justified in striking a blow against homophobia on behalf of the vulnerable LGBT QWERTY plus community. Case dismissed. Is that comment or commentariat?
Richard Littlejohn.
I'm going to say comment
Actually,
if we've
no,
not had one yet.
it's Little John. It's Little John. It has to be fucking Little John.
It was Little John. Obviously, it was fucking Little John. He's talking about the fucking Cray twins as if anyone knows who they are anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, they're Tom Hardy in different ways.
Yeah, big Tom Hardy fan.
That was from a column titled "What the hell do you have to do to get sent to jail these days? Be English."
These days.
Fuck off! It was.
It was.
No, right, okay. Podcast fucking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you never.
Deal.
Please make your way to the emergency exits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. David, can you put on Mr. Brightside?
Please go to your local neighborhood restaurant and ask them to fucking open the emergency slide, which they keep in the back, but only if they lick your face and call you Mr. Korma again.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, okay. Patreon.com/PracticeCast bonus episodes, and you don't need to hear the ads anymore.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You've heard all 5 of them now, and you're going to keep fucking hearing those same ones until we can be asked to do it again. And ask yourself, do you really think that we can be asked?
Yeah. Who is lazier, you or us? Think hard, motherfucker.
Surprise twist like the end of Watchmen. I was asked 35 minutes ago.
Okay, Twitch streams are still semi-regularly, not really, but they are still happening. Twitch.tv/PracticeCast, and merch is available. T-shirts and hoodies, etc. at practicecast.tmail.com, and we will catch you next week.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.
Cheers.